And we are back from our break. And Lafdul has been noticed by a Giff patrol trying to steal just a minor item to use as his holy symbol. And
Yeah, it happens.
you're being force marched down the street towards the Giff patrol station.
How many... How far away is the next nearest Giff as I'm being walked, and how long do I reckon it would take before I would arrive? And how many...
Do you mean
is
Giff,
there any alleyways I can
mean,
sneak?
Well, hold on. Do you mean Giff other than the two that are with you?
Yeah.
It's not like the streets are covered in Giff.
Was the last two gifts that we saw the nearest gift to me?
Yeah, you can't see them anymore if you look around your shoulder. Now that said, you might encounter another Giff any time now, coming along a cross street.
Cross street. Is there any alleyways to my sides?
Yeah, there's some alleyways. I mean, you're still in essentially the business district, so there's a whole bunch of storefronts everywhere.
How many people's around just in general?
Not very many. It's evening, so and this section of the town doesn't really have taverns. So there's a few people here and there, but it's fairly light traffic at this time.
All right, essentially, I need to cast a spell, essentially command, on the gift that's on my shoulder to sleep. But my next course of action is to run. Can I do that? Essentially, like a consecutive course of actions.
Yeah. I mean,
He's gonna have to turn around. I don't know. I assume they've got guns on their bandolier or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like they do have guns.
Here's a thing.
Well,
you can't.
Not that you're here to suggest.
I know, but this is mechanic wise, and on
well,
your turn.
mechanic wise, but we're not in combat right now. I mean,
yeah.
He's going to be surprised, basically. I assume the other gift.
Possibly.
I mean, so you're what you want to do is cast command, force this guy to sleep, and as soon as he releases your shoulder, you're just off like a lightning. You know, just.
I'm bolting it, going around the corner, drinking invisibility.
Okay.
Because I don't think I can end my changed self. Hang on, let me just look up the spell. I don't know if I can willingly end it. Duplicate spell, mannerisms.
I mean, since it's an illusion on yourself,
No, I can't end it willingly.
It specifically says that?
No, it doesn't say that I can.
So, there's that, but it's one of those things where, since it's an illusion affecting yourself, that is the kind of thing where I would let you willingly end it. It's things like casting silence on yourself that I wouldn't let it willingly end. You know, it's
targeted.
Yeah. So since this is specifically affecting, you know, yourself, changing your appearance, yeah, if you want to end it, I will let you end it early.
Mm-hmm.
So keep that in mind. But for now, command, get around the corner kind of thing.
I'm gonna hope he fails his magic resist.
Okay. Alright, so he's got his hand on your shoulder, walking you along. You turn your head slightly and just say, "Sleep!"
Yeah. Sleep.
And he looks at you. "What? Get moving!"
Oh. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have another command ready?
I do, actually.
10% chance, and I rolled an 8 on a D100.
I
The Giff in front says, "Oh, What is going on? He turns back to look at you.
I can't wait to get some sleep. I stretch slightly.
You'll be getting. He the one on your shoulder kind of gives you a hefty push, not enough to do much, but you do stumble a bit. And he says, "Oh, you can get plenty of sleep in the command center."
Wait, does that mean you let go of him?
No,
No,
he still has
he's
his.
still
Yes.
Alright. Does the other gift turn around again?
He's looking back ahead, and he gives a chuckle at the apparent jokes in the first game.
I give like 20 seconds.
Okay.
Alright, and what's the situation now? It's 20 seconds advance. Is it back to where it was previously?
Yeah, they're just pushing you along, walking you along.
I scratch my chin with my left hand.
Okay.
Does he notice anything particular? Is he just ignoring me?
He doesn't do anything. Whether he noticed it or not, you don't know.
Alright, I cast my second... hang on. Is there an alleyway still?
There's another alleyway coming up.
Ugh. How far away is the one behind me? 20 seconds distance, basically.
Yeah,
Could
20 seconds.
No, I'm still going to go back to that one. I don't know what's ahead, and I'm not running into more Giff.
Alright.
As far as I know, there's no Giff from that one, so I'm going to cast command again at him as sleep. That's my second command.
So the Giff with his hand on your shoulder, you again turn to him. As you're doing this, as you do, he gives you an odd look. Having, because you're basically doing the exact same thing. You say sleep, and this time, it's just boom, and he falls over.
I peg it back. I run.
Give me a dexterity check, because as he's going down, he is he's releasing his grip on your shoulder, but it's still weight on your shoulder. So give me a dexterity check. Yeah.
That's one.
Thank God you have an 8.
Yeah, but I can roll a 19 or a 20 occasionally. Alright, good.
Oh,
Okay.
you almost hit an 18.
You start to stumble a little bit from the weight, trying to pull you, but you get your feet under you and spin around and just are off like a flash. The Giff at the front, you hear him shout, "What? Wait, hey, what?" And then there is a loud crack.
As I get shot in the back. Well, that's if he hits me. He might do. Yeah.
It's a harder to hit a moving target.
You don't feel anything.
Oh, thank God for that.
You don't hear anything else. There was the crack, and now you can hear the lumbering, running footsteps of the Giff. But Giff aren't exactly fast.
As I go around the corner, I'm fumbling around for my potion of invisibility.
Is the potion of invisibility in your pouch of accessibility?
Yeah.
It is right on top.
Because it's right, you need it.
It's a potion.
yeah.
It's the pouch of accessibility puts what you want right at your fingertips.
Yeah, basically, yeah. I do that and I take a gulp as I'm going around the corner.
Okay.
And I hopefully turn invisible.
You do indeed turn invisible. You're just taking a sip.
Yeah, taking a gulp.
Sip. All right.
Yeah, I take
You're not drinking all of it. You're drinking as little as possible.
I'm taking a gulp as I normally have been taking, because I know they last a few rounds.
All right. And you do vanish
Carry
from
on.
view.
I try and make some distance until as I'm going around the corner, as I'm invisible, I carry on going straight ahead. What can I see? You need to describe this to me because it dictates my course of actions.
So the alley that you've just run down, you had to stop for a second to take the swig of the potion, but you do see your hand vanish from view, and you start heading down the alley. Unfortunately, it's a dead end.
Is there anywhere to hide?
There are some barrels. Looks like they, to hold rainwater, and maybe some containers for refuse,
Alright.
some crates, things like that.
Hang on. I've gone into a dead way. What about turning back?
You turn back and you see the Giff that was not asleep, starting to come down the alley. It looks like he's reloading his pistol, but he's peering around, like scanning the walls and everything like that, trying to find you.
Alright, I am going to attempt to
Move silently.
move silently past him.
What's your score again?
45.
As you are trying to do so, you stumble over a crate. It makes a loud scraping sound, and yeah, I mean you're focusing on, well, not like a big crate, a small crate,
Like about the size of your foot.
Yeah, I mean you're paying attention to him. You're nervous, and you kick it, and you make a kind of a little grunt, and it slides across the floor, the ground a little bit. And the Giff stops, and he's looking exactly where you are, like, but not at you. He's like looking around, trying to find you. He has not reloaded his gun yet.
Okay. You can still try to get
No,
past.
let him decide.
Yeah, no, How far away is he? Grabbing distance or what?
He's about 20 feet away.
What? He's just 20 feet, and I've just knocked over a crate 20 feet away.
There's something like
as
that.
I'm trying to sneak past.
Well, like you got to the end, saw that it was a dead end. I mean, not like right to the end, but as you went in as far as you could to realize that it was a dead end, and you turn around and you see him coming into the alleyway. I mean, maybe not 20 feet. The 40 feet works too. I mean, it's somewhere in there.
So I'm in the alleyway.
Yeah, you're in the alleyway.
How much space is there between getting past the Giff?
There is plenty of arm space. Like, it would take two Giffs side by side with their arms outstretched to touch either wall.
Alright, I start to attempt to move silently past again. If I see him motioning over towards me, if he's not reloading it, if he's actually running or look like he's about to run or leap or pounce or something, I'm going to try and sprint.
He's walking slowly towards where you were standing, where you accidentally kicked the crate. And are you like moving straight to the side, up against the wall, kind of thing, to move past him?
Can I? Oh, I don't want to be here when the other Giff gets here. Basically, I don't want to be in this area, so I want to get out of this alley.
Right. So you're trying to give him as wide of a berth as possible.
Yeah.
Okay.
And sneak past.
All right. And I assume you're going slowly. Just.
Yeah, and unless I know for absolute certain that I think that he knows he's heard me.
Okay. You manage.
As if he's gonna jump and dive and like bear hug me or something like this.
He's still going towards very slowly towards where the where you kicked the crate. And you manage to slip by him to the side, and you're kind of like keeping an eye on him, looking towards the entrance to the alley, looking back at him, looking to the entrance of the alley, moving slowly. But you are now essentially behind him at this point.
I go down the street inconspicuous as I can. Even though I'm invisible, I don't want to make much sound.
Okay, so you're not quite out of the alley yet. You're gonna.
I'm not?
No, you just got by him. You're behind him. You're still in the alley. You're gonna go out to the street.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does he? I'm gonna be as quiet as I can.
Yeah. You, as far as you know, you're quiet. He has not noticed you. I mean, he's still. He gets to. At this point, he's gotten to the crate, and you hear the sound of crunching wood as he kicks it, and it slams against the wall. and you know, a grunt of disappointment and confusion on his part. And you're now at the entrance to the alley. You see that he's still working his way towards the end, so he's moving away from you. You look out into the street, and you see the other Giff slowly getting to his feet, like rubbing his eyes and stuff.
I go in the opposite direction of that Giff, and I just walk down the street, invisible.
Do you want to take like the immediate, the very next actual street non-alley turn?
I just tried to. I'm intentionally trying to lose him.
Right. So rather than go straight down the street that you were walking on, do you want to make the very first turn? Are you walking straight away, or do you want to turn down a street?
I'm walking straight down the road.
Okay.
All right.
No, I don't want to go where that Giff is. I'm
right. I know you're moving away, but the question is, they're across streets. So the question is, do you keep going straight down the street, i.e., so that if you became visible, they would see you, or do you want to take a turn down a street so that if you became visible, they wouldn't see you, even though...
I'm gonna go down the street because unless they've got means of detection, no one would know I'm there. Well, actually, no, I've drank a potion. I have been slow, actually. Can I... All right,
hold on. So, okay, you start moving away, and you move along the side of the building, moving away from the Giff who's getting himself back up on his feet, the other one that's down the alley. You're now at a cross street, so you can go left or right, or you can continue straight, or you could go back towards the Giff. What are you doing?
What was left? What was towards left?
It's just more stores. You know, you got storefronts on either down the left and right. You're in the shopping district.
Yeah, I carry on. Can I end my change self without breaking my invisibility?
Yeah.
I do that as I'm walking towards the cross street.
Okay.
To the left, I guess.
So you're going to take a left turn?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so you take a left turn. Are you still going slowly to try to move silently?
Yeah.
Okay. You continue down. There's one or two other people walking down the street, not super close to you, you know, just going about their business. You do hear the one Giff shout to the other one, but you know, you're now on the other side of buildings. You can't make out what they're saying, and it's not like a shout of alarm. It's a more of a you know, what's going on kind of thing is the impression you get from the shout. But you're going to keep going down the street?
Yeah, I'm going to look for somewhere where I can hopefully wait off until the invisibility wears off, now that I've changed back to my elven form.
Okay, I mean, you're invisible right now. You can keep going as far as...
Yeah, I don't want to suddenly become visible in broad daylight in front of people.
Okay.
Because that's way too obvious.
It's not broad daylight. It's nighttime.
Yeah, you know, and it's a figure of speech.
Okay. All right.
Basically, is there like a corner or like somewhere I can sit down, like a table or somewhere?
I mean, you could go find another alley.
Wall.
You could go find another alley.
Yeah, well, no, I don't want to...
I mean, you could just be, like, in the entrance to the alley and then...
Yeah, as if I come around a corner or something.
Yeah.
I just lose myself in the market somewhere or down the street somewhere.
Okay.
You could go into our pub and sit in the midden.
Yeah. I do generally make my vague dirt. Am I heading vaguely towards that area, or am I going the complete opposite way?
You just took the left. So
is that to the right?
You
well, it
start...
doesn't matter. No one realizes it's
right.
me anyway. So
you try to you stop for a moment to get your bearings, and you think that you'd have to go back, and then rather than take the left, you would have wanted to take the right.
Well, I rode Pollock. Well, you never know. I might have found a guard down the right if I went right. So, you know. All right, now I carry... Well, as I've gone left, and can I just go down the street, just find somewhere where I can like lean up against the wall or something.
Like kind of
And
in
wait
shadows, just not in such a way that you would be
if I suddenly
seen.
rematerialized, so I can just suddenly, when it wears off, I can suddenly just casually walk down the street.
Okay, you don't want to try like picking someone's pocket to try to get your requisite holy symbol, get a steal.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't want to pickpocket. I'm terrible at it. Is there anything to steal around here actually?
The shops appear
Alice
closed.
Not necessarily in a shop this time because that's just bad luck so far.
No, I mean,
Pickpocketing.
you could go check in the alleys, see if there's maybe some clothes out hanging or something like that. But
Clothes. I've already had a clothes peg.
I mean, yeah, it's kind. I mean, there's not going to be a whole lot of stuff outside at night to steal. I mean, most of the stuff that's outside at this point is going to be trash.
Is there not like a coaster for beers or something?
Steal a bollard.
How's a bollard?
You could go
What's a bollard?
into a tavern. Many, some of the taverns, the doors aren't closed, so it's not like it would be the obvious thing of a door opens and then closes and there's no one there. So you could go into a tavern and try just like grabbing a coaster, or you could just go into a normal tavern and grab a coaster. Once the spell expires.
Yeah, I essentially want to. Actually,
Yeah,
I will go to a
custom.
tavern. I really hope this doesn't backfire on me. Actually, no. What's the law on casting spells, Umbra? Is there any law against it?
There isn't on Refuge. There isn't a specific law against casting spells. Even in the open.
Well, no. Let me explain the scenario. I basically walk into the tavern as if my invisibility had just worn off. With how inconspicuous would that look?
So you want to walk in and then have it expire? I mean, is that what you're worried about?
I want to know how
so if you walk
bizarre
in,
that is.
Right, if you walk in and
I could be arguing that my invisibility. I'm just dispelling my invisibility.
it would be suspicious.
So maybe I
mean, it's not something that would warrant a crime, but it's definitely the kind of thing where if you suddenly just appear, people are going to be suspicious. Like, why would you have invisibility on in town in the first place, kind of thing.
Yeah, the best thing is that you want to be probably in the bathroom when that happens.
I was thinking that, but if the person didn't see me come into the bathroom, it's only going to work if it's a really crowded bar.
Depending on how fast you can actually get the invisibility off, you could open the door, and as you walk into the bar, you turn off invisibility.
You can't.
So
you can't.
I can't turn it off. It's got to wear off.
Right. You can dispel the spell invisibility on yourself, but you cannot
okay,
dispel
but not
the
the
potion. Yeah. It has
I
to.
was thinking
you either
could
have
try
to break
attacking
it.
a wall, aggressive action against an inanimate object. Might work.
Yeah, no, I don't need to break it at the moment. My only concern is how much I don't want to cause a scene when my invisibility suddenly breaks off. So that's my main concern.
Right,
Because
so-
I'm no longer in my human form. I'm definitely in my elven form now.
Right. But so the question is, do you want to try and use this invisibility to help you steal something, or do you just want to wait it out?
No, I will try
This
to
is what it-
walk into a tavern.
Boils down to. Okay.
Steal the sign off the side of the tavern.
No,
That's a bit obvious.
There's
Okay.
got to be something you could steal, like a plant pot that's outside
not
someone's
something
building.
that's like too busy, but like
Like
a more
he needs to use this as a holy symbol. He's not going to be, raising up, running around everywhere with a giant plant pot. And no, I mean, you're not going to find small ones.
Oh, come on, Old. That would be more fun.
It might be
Well, I
more
can
fun,
see
but it
him-
would be incredibly difficult to actually play. He needs something small and pocketable
Yeah.
to use as a
That's
holy
why
symbol.
I can totally see him getting away with a mug from a tavern, right?
Yeah, no, it's impractical. A little bit too impractical. That's why I was like a tea coaster. It's something small, flat, round that can fit in your pocket or whatever.
Now, the problem is that if you pick up something that's visible while you're invisible, it doesn't become invisible.
No, you'd have to swipe it. But what if he covers
Well,
it? put
let
his
him
hand
let him
over-
decide. Let him decide what he wants to do.
All right. You take me to a tavern. You say a moderately busy tavern.
Yeah, you wander around looking for a tavern that has an open door as opposed to a closed door. And you do find one. It's reasonably busy. It's not actually, like, it's more on the edge of the shopping district now as opposed to in the shopping district. And there's a variety of creatures in there, humans, demi-humans,
where you go.
humanoids, stuff like that.
One of them just happens to have true seeing as a natural ability.
So you kind of like sneak in, along the wall as opposed to, so that you're trying to not bump into anyone.
Avoid.
Yeah,
walkways,
jostling people,
basically.
and avoiding jostling people. That's the big thing.
Yeah.
And you're still invisible. This took about less than 10 minutes to find this place.
Right, so the invisibility lasts at least a turn. I know that much. I need to keep a record of that. All right. Is there a coaster I can? Well, can I? What would happen if I just press it into my beak or something? Would it become invisible?
No.
It wouldn't.
No.
Oh no, you would.
Things that you pick up. Okay, so from messing around with Leva's invisibility and the potions, just things that you picked up and other stuff, talking with her. If you something that you're holding when you become invisible becomes invisible. If you put it down, it becomes visible. If you pick something up, it does not become invisible. And if you
what if I
slip
put it into
a...
my pouch? Because that goes into another dimension.
You want to try that?
Oh no, this could go horribly wrong if it suddenly becomes visible.
Do you want to try it?
I find myself an empty. Hang on. Yeah, I do, but hang on. I want to find wait. Before you tell me those results.
I'm just checking a couple things.
Yeah, you can see my frustration with this. Basically, I want to find myself a bar seat. Not a bar, a table somewhere. It's a little bit in the back somewhere that's got a couple of coasters. Somewhere where I can sit down, I can just slide one of the coasters into my pouch.
The thing is that one of the things that
sitting there.
One of the things that you need to do is that you need to find people who aren't paying attention, because you're not going to just find a coaster sitting out. The tavern maids pick these things up to go get them clean.
Yep.
So you need to take something that someone else, two guys are drinking there and laughing and joking. They're pretty drunk, and you just slide one of them off, or something like that, or look for something on the floor.
Yeah, the
under a
floor's good
table.
option. Because they could easily have fallen off.
I look around the back area. Underneath
back area.
Somewhere that's not in plain view.
It's a tavern common room. They're kind of all, unless you're trying to find a private private room, they're mostly all in plain view of at least someone in there. There's some places that are a little bit, more out of the way, or shadowed corners or something like that, but...
Are you talking about sneaking behind the bar?
No, I'm not stealing a wine bottle. A cork opener, maybe, but no. That wasn't what I find a table that looks like it's got a coaster underneath, or something.
All right, so you're looking around, trying to stay out of people's way, and you do see a fork under one of the tables. It looks like it has fallen down, and the
people in the greasy and horrible. And...
people in the
you can wash it later.
Yeah, I know, but all right. I sit on. Is anyone sitting there?
Yes. The table is occupied. The table is occupied. There's
what about
3 people.
The next table?
All right, there's 3 people there. There's a human, a dwarf, and another human. And they're one is sitting across from the other 2, and they're clearly at least a little bit tipsy, if not outright drunk at this point, having a good time. It looks like they might be adventurers, or
Might it be those
possibly
adventures we saw earlier?
crew members on a ship, something like that. But they're in their cups, definitely.
All right. Can this fork be moved at all along the ground?
Well, with your ring.
No, I'm not
You
making
do
this
have the
overly
ring.
complicated.
You do have the ring. You would probably have to crawl under the table to get to it.
You know how stupid Lafdul's going to look when he comes invisible suddenly. He's underneath the table pointing at a fork.
Still their
at
shoes.
this point, it's been 15
All right, no,
minutes.
I
getting
sit
up to
at
20
the
minutes now since
opposing-
you drank the potion.
Yeah, that's actually quite considerably a length of time. All right, I sit at a table. I
So
point
you're going to
my
sit down
ring-
at their table?
not their table, the next table.
Well, the next table's occupied too.
Ugh, really?
You can just stand there and where you see it, and just
Oh,
bring
you
it
know
to
what?
you.
Lafdul's just going
Use-
to put it into his pouch.
Use
All right,
the
so-
fork, Lafdul.
So how are you going to put it in your pouch? Are you going to use the ring? Or are you going to crawl under the table and pick it up and put it in your pouch?
Can I use my ring to drag it along the floor?
Yeah, you could use the ring to lift it up like a half an
No,
inch off
I'm
the
not
floor.
making it float.
You could have it. You could have it.
Although that
float-
would be.
Hold on, let me say. So yes, you could drag it along the floor. In which case, it will sound, like it'll make sound. I don't know if
But
that
if you
actually
lift
came
it
through.
a little bit off the floor and then move it, it
Will
won't.
make no sound.
Yeah, all right, a little bit off the floor.
Okay, and you're like, still looking around, making sure that no one's gonna bump into you. Let's say you
God,
probably
yeah.
just like, not kneel down, but crouch down, right? So that it's
Yeah,
okay. Give
leaning
me-
against the wall slightly if there is one, or
No,
is it not?
this is not against the wall. You're like at the end of the table. So
Does this fork have any markings on it? Wait,
does the fork
this
have
might be
any?
a cover.
It's
This might be a cover story.
it's a wooden fork.
Really?
Yeah, it's a
No.
wooden fork.
All right. What am I
Just
rolling?
2 times. Give me a dexterity check.
Not gonna say anything.
Okay. You're still looking around, making sure that no one's about to walk into you. You crouch down, use your ring, lift the fork up just ever so slightly so that it's not dragging along the floor as you move it towards you, and you move it towards you, and as soon as it's within grasp, you just grab it out of the air and shove it in your pouch.
Mm-hmm. Do I suddenly become visible?
Congratulations.
As far as you know, no one has noticed this.
You know what? This is such a convoluted way of getting it.
I know, but you are the one who made it convoluted. But as far as you can tell, no one has noticed this. You have your
value, if people
stolen
don't mind.
object.
All right, Lafdul's going to find a seat somewhere.
Okay.
Go
for
to
the
the
minute.
washroom.
Yeah, all right, he goes to the washroom. No,
Okay,
he
come
was
on.
thinking that.
Okay.
He goes,
You go to the washroom. It's definitely not the best smelling place that you've been
yeah,
in.
well, it's better than dying.
But you do find a stall, and the stall is not occupied. So you go in and close the door.
Yeah.
Have
No,
someone
I can
sit on
see
your
this
lap.
ending bad. I can see this ending badly.
Have someone sit on your lap then.
Oh my.
Tentacles come out of the toilet.
I want this invisibility to end, but I don't know how long it lasts. It can last hours. And I don't want to be in there for hours.
What do you mean it can last that?
Well,
we,
I mean-
we sort of.
You
Yeah,
have
isn't it
you
real?
have the item you want. You could
Yes, I
make
know,
your
and I
way
want a break.
back towards the ship.
That's what I want to do. I want to do
Okay,
that.
then you should have said so.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh my god, what the heck is going on?
All right, so you do you want to like kind of try to keep to the shadows along the way so that if you become visible again, you will hopefully not be noticed?
Yeah, so it would
Okay.
just be I just come out the shadows or something.
Okay. So you start making your way back towards the ship. After.
Well, not.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So I want to go towards the other bar because I've just disappeared on them.
All right. All right. I mean,
I just take the long way around. That's all.
the thing about being on the ship is that if you become visible on the ship, chances are no one's gonna notice. You know.
All right, now I
just-
go back to the
But
ship.
it's up to you. If you want to go back to the bar,
No,
that's
no.
okay. The bar
No,
is
you-
closer. The bar is closer.
It's
I've
much more
learned
fun.
something. I've learned something. Now I go back to the ship.
Okay.
It's much more fun if he makes it complicated.
You start heading back to towards the ship,
I've dragged this out for so long. I'm sorry.
and
Why? It's
after
fun. Come on, go on.
after
I'm
another
having
okay,
fun.
all right. After another little bit longer than 10 minutes, you do notice that you are visible again.
All right, half an hour. Was it about half an hour? Or was it like
That was about
40
a
minutes?
half an hour. Give or
Alright,
take.
So 2 turns if you wanted to put it in the game.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I sigh.
And then go back to where we are because I'm gonna roll.
Yeah, no,
what is
no.
it?
I'm gonna head back towards the bar.
Wisdom to see if I notice he's gone.
No, you guys would have noticed that he's gone a while ago because he's now been gone over a half an hour.
Yeah.
Okay,
Braxon.
now.
Braxton's going to knock on the doors of the midden seat and say, Lafdul, are you in there? Are you okay?
By the time Lafdul gets back to you guys, at least an hour has passed.
God, that was a nice stroll.
Does he have a
Lafdul's
panic
got-
attack when he comes back?
No, no. Lafdul's got a cool, calm exterior. He might have sweat going down his face, but you know, unless you've got healing, you wouldn't notice that. Or you just really observe him.
Uh-huh.
So tempted to roll. Would it be wisdom to notice something like that? Usually wisdom's the tied to perception, but
Someone with good smelling might smell sweat, because Lafdul's probably been sweating.
Actually,
You
elves
said you wanted to go.
elves don't really smell sweaty when they're sweaty.
yeah, elves.
Don't they?
Yeah, no, it's one of the advantages of being an elf.
elf.
Oh, that's awfully convenient. All right, now I just
You
went
smell
for a
like a
midnight stroll.
Well, I mean, the rest of you guys, Lafdul comes back into you guys, the tavern. He's been gone an hour.
Where
That
the
was a
hell have
nice
you been?
stroll. No, you should see the views of this place. You know, you should appreciate the beauty. You know, better
Well,
than
you're
seeing
hol-
white and colours all the fudge.
I thought you said you'd only be gone for half an hour. It's been almost an
Yeah,
hour.
but then I saw this nice park, and you know, I just sat down to appreciate this thing. You wouldn't. Well, no, you're a paladin. You probably would.
Well, they
But
were
it's an
looking at,
elven thing. We like to appreciate beauty and nature and all that.
Braxton points at Lafdul. Go on.
Leba looks at Lafdul and says, "You never, ever once
What are
see
you on
the
about?
beauty of parks and stuff. What did you do?"
What have you been up to?
I just went to a park, you know.
Uh-huh.
What's wrong with going for a stroll, you know?
You're sounding like Yeldan.
Did we hear
Not
any of the
gonna lie.
commotion? Did we hear any of the commotion?
No, that was blocks and
That was
blocks away.
wild.
Why
Why you guys
Braxton-
giving him the
Braxton-
third
tomorrow.
degree? Goodness, he just went out for a walk.
Braxton,
He's weird. He's a moon elf. What do you expect?
Braxton
Yeah,
points
so
at
is
Lafdul
Yeldan.
and says, Lafdul and says, I know exactly what you're up to. You're trying to
Really?
get out your round, aren't you?
No, yeah, clearly, yeah, I buy him another drink. I buy him around. I buy the people around. I suppose it's my
You're
turn.
trying to skip out buying drinks, weren't you?
All right, so that's
How
gonna
much
run
is-
a silver piece each person.
I say I got at least several rounds. So I say, so
Yeah, you've been
just say
paying for our drinking tonight.
5. I say 5 lots of 7. So what's that? 5 times 7. Alright, 35 silver. 6, 9, 5. Alright, I got plenty of silver left.
You know,
I've
I
got too
think
much
somebody
sugar. I
else
need
is
to
probably drinking Yeldan's drink because doesn't drink that much.
All right, now someone was trying to ask me something.
Well, I was asking about the commotion, whether we heard it. That was answered, but I have another question as well,
All right.
which is how much do we actually know about Lafdul? I know Leval knows that he is well versed in things like climbing up. Well, he's well versed. He makes noises, but he gets well up on houses and stuff, onto roofs. I know that he can hide himself in
We know he-
shadows.
You know that he can pick
pick
locks
locks.
and find
He
and
doesn't
remove
hide
traps.
I know we know more about him than probably Ockar does.
But you don't know whether
think-
Probably
you don't
the most switched on because of your intelligence.
you do
And
not
wisdom.
know that he is a quote unquote thief.
Braxon
not
knows
know
he can
that
climb
he's-
on roofs.
You do not know that he has anything to do with a thieves guild back on Brawl. You do not know that he needs
Didn't
to
he
steal
take-
something for
Holy symbol.
holy symbol. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we have.
that's
I
what
think
I'm
at this
asking.
point we have noticed his symbol changes.
Yeah, but
Well,
you know, I mean, Yeldan at the very least would know that he is a priest of, you know, essentially the elven trickster god, you know, who loves change and chaos and things like that. So to you, the fact that he changes his holy symbol, it's like, oh yeah, it makes sense, you know. Most of the rest of you don't know elven religion, so you probably don't pick up on that. I mean, you might pick up on the fact that it changes, like, you know, one time he's holding up a holy symbol when he's casting, a clothespin when he's casting a spell. Another time he's held up
A bell clapper.
yeah, a bell clapper when he casts a spell.
That's
But
what
at
I'm
the same
replacing.
time, you don't know, to a certain extent, you don't know a holy symbol from a bit of fleece in terms of material components. Like, Asher, Higgimus and Braxon, you probably both think of these as, you know, it's just the stuff that same thing that Leva does, you know, it's just the stuff you have to do to cast spells. I don't get it.
Braxon knows he can climb on roofs and doesn't care. He
And-
just knows he's good at stuff.
When
Would
you're
Yeldan
not
have-
a spellcaster, you probably would not notice, like, you would not pay enough attention to whether someone is using the same spell components for the same spell.
But
Well, Leva
Lafdul
knows
told,
that he has lots of hidden pockets.
would
Yeah, but
Lafdul have
everyone
told
knew about
us? Would Lafdul have told us about what his god's about, like a trickster god, for example? Would he have
Yeah,
told us
I
that?
just like mischief and chaos and mayhem. That's about it.
You know, your god really
Well-
reminds me of Loki.
You would probably
He's not
phrase it.
evil.
Lafdul would probably phrase it a bit more not in, you know, mischief, yes, but not chaos and disruption, but more in terms of jokes and not mayhem. Mayhem kind of has a negative connotation.
Yeah.
If he
Jokes
said mayhem,
and
I would have definitely have
laughter,
said Loki.
jokes, laughter, pranks, that kind of thing. You would definitely describe it more as a lighthearted thing, because he is lighthearted.
So he's a much more toned down version of Loki. And less likely to cause an apocalypse. Got it.
Raises
love
his
that
eyebrows there. You clearly haven't drunk enough yet, Ockar. Let me buy you another drink.
Trust me, the Norse trickster god is quite a piece of work.
I buy him another drink. Clearly he's not inebriated enough.
This place has some fine mead.
Ockar is drinking in moderation to not get too drunk.
Oh, but it's fine
Lafdul-
mead.
Yeah, but Lafdul's encouraging his alcoholism.
No, I want to keep my senses.
Yeah, but have you tried this fine spirit or whatever?
I don't want to get too drunk. Who knows what may happen?
You might have some fun.
I don't think I want that kind of fun. It may cause troubles.
What's a little bit of trouble in life?
Do paladins have a sense of humor? in
Sure,
terms
yeah,
of
they've
drink
got a
it
sense
for
of
other
humour.
people.
Paladins have a sense of humor. I'm taking this in good humor, but I'm still not drinking too much.
I mean, there's nothing about a paladin is going to be the same as anyone else in terms of whether they have a sense of humor or not. You know, some people have senses of humor, some people don't.
Yeah,
So
very.
there's nothing about being a paladin that would make them not have a sense of humor. Now
They
are
just-
But they're very religious, aren't they?
they are, and they
Well-
have a very strict and
Code of conduct.
upright moral code and code of conduct and stuff like that, and they have certain expectations. But that doesn't mean that they're not going to enjoy a good funny story from a bard or something like that.
And I can still drink, just not too much.
Well, and again, I mean that's gonna depend on the deity and stuff like that. The Norse are substantially less
Strict.
strict about alcohol
Drinking.
than some of the other deities might be. Now,
Like Helm.
Ockar can make that choice of not wanting to drink very much. That's his choice.
He doesn't drink too much because he knows that drinking leads you to do stupid things.
So, and that's in the realm of personal choice. If he
Yeah,
was
that's his personal choice.
his deity would not have a problem with him deciding, all right, there is nothing likely bad going to happen tomorrow. I got, it's a nice
Enjoy your
night
time off.
with friends. Tyr is not going to have a problem. You would not have a problem if Ockar decided to just go crazy with the mead tonight. And mead isn't really all terribly alcoholic anyway, so
Yeah, no, it's like what,
Mm.
5%? Oh no, that's high. Is it?
I don't know. But the point is that
Higher than beer, I think.
he, it's Ockar's choice more so than an element of his
How he was
paladin.
raised.
So
Ockar just doesn't drink too much because he doesn't want to do something stupid while he's inebriated.
Now, Lafdul will get drunk, he wants to fit in. It's good for fitting in.
I know
That's all he's going to
somebody
say.
else.
all right, well,
I guess Ockar and Yeldan
Yeah.
are the not the heavy drinkers in the group.
Lafdul finds
Leva doesn't drink
a,
either. Not much.
Lafdul finds somewhere to clean his new holy symbol.
She's
you
frightened.
just wait until you get back on the ship.
Yeah. Oh,
Levi's
that'd be an
frightened
adventure of
drinking
itself.
All right, so you guys done on refuge? Anything else that anyone wants to purchase or pick up?
You want to try your flying mount to see if you can actually fly with it?
Yes, I want to see how well I can fly on Wolfback.
Okay. You might want to do that on the ship itself. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna do it on the ship itself. We're not gonna fly around Refuge.
okay. Let's see. I'm looking for where I put my description of that. Okay. All right. So once you get back onto the ship, you strap the saddle to Beowulf, and
It all flies away. Come back!
all right. Once you do, a pair of large magical wings sprout forth from the just behind the saddle, and
Oh my.
Beowulf looks at you kind of like he gives you an odd look.
Can I? Here we go. I want to try it if I can form wings of my own with my outer self.
So
You're
I was
I'm going to
reading,
fly up as well.
I was reading over the spell description for Alter Self, and you have to take a specific form. So what form do you want to take?
The
that has wings?
elven one that has wings.
All right.
I know of them.
Yeah.
Avarial.
Yeah.
Yeah, various.
While I'm looking up their movement rate, do they move at the movement rate, or do you move at? The...
I move at the slowest movement rate.
Well, that's not.
It's
Isn't it-
really slow.
Is it a specific movement rate, or is it a fraction of it? That's the question.
I think
Oh.
it is a fraction of that creature.
Right,
Hang on,
so-
it's like
so
a quarter. Give me a
Double
sec.
check that. Because
I'm gonna-
you might want to take notes of this so that we don't have to look it up
Minimum
every
of
time.
E, so I lose 2 maneuverability classes.
Okay, and what about movement rate? I mean, does it might be the same movement rate?
No, it's the actual movement rate's the same. It's if the form has wings, the wizard can fly, but only at 1/3 of the true creature of that type, and
Okay.
has a loss of 2 maneuverability classes to a minimum of E.
Okay, so as an Avariel, you will move at 1/3 the movement rate, so that is 6 maneuverability class of E.
Which
Yeah,
is the
they're-
worst, yeah.
Okay.
They're in the back of
Yeah, no, I got
Complete
it.
Book of Elves.
Yeah, I got it. I needed to, you can make a note of this. I'll get you. I'll actually get you the description of the item, Ockar, since it's pretty basic. It doesn't really have any.
Yeah, just put it in a handout for me.
But it'll probably be in between sessions. You
Okay,
will fly
so-
at a maneuverability class of D at the wolf's normal movement rate.
Yes, and we will do a test run to see how well this works.
Hey,
Oh,
we're in
can you
the
give us-
flying only club.
How long do you want to stay up in the air on Biomov?
It's class of D.
Yeah, maneuverability class of D. How long do you want to stay up in the air?
A few minutes, just seeing how well it works. Just
Okay.
loops, stuff like that.
All right. It's definitely not the kind of thing that you think you would have great skill at in combat, but I mean, you can fly. So if you encountered a chasm or something, you could fly to the other side.
Is there a way I can turn? I'm gonna land now and see if there's a way I can turn off the wings, so I could just keep Sal on him for normal riding, so I don't have to keep switching them.
Yeah, so as far as you can tell, I mean, he can fold the wings up, but as far as you can tell, no, you can't just turn it
Well-
off.
The wings, he folds the wings up.
Yeah, can they control the wings? Well, yeah, obviously you can control
Okay,
the wings, I
so, and is this like a magic item that has charges?
You don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
Well, for now, since now I know how it works, I'm gonna take it off of him and put the old one back on.
Okay.
This will be the kind of thing where I decide to bring it if I think we'll need it.
think. Lafdul's having fun flying from every high place.
Here's a question. In order to use it in combat, would he have to learn a new, like, riding flying proficiency or something?
Well, yes and no. No, in that, no. I mean, you can certainly try to fight from the back of your wolf while flying, especially against a flying creature or something like that. The problem is that since you don't have the proficiency, any serious negative problem is basically gonna dismount you.
And make me fall.
Yes, yeah.
So yeah, you would need to take airborne riding proficiency if you wanted, to use it better. Now the thing is that since it's maneuverability class D, it's fairly clumsy, and Lafdul as well is, he's having fun flying around, but he's extremely clumsy in the air.
It's not like it's not like we naturally know how to fly.
Well,
And the
it's
magic
more like
and the
it's
magic
not like
doesn't
Gale knows how to
well,
fly.
and the magic doesn't give you the knowledge. Like some of the magic does. There are some spells that give you a high maneuverability class, and you don't have a problem with that. But the magic of these, this item and his spell, his power don't give that.
That's fine. At least I know how to work it now.
Yep.
And I'll use it when we need it.
Okay. All right. Anything else? Or are you gonna set off, head back to Brawl?
To Brawl!
Yep.
Oh, and anyone have anything in particular they want to do?
Can't think of something we can only get here. We haven't already got.
Nothing. Here.
Who did like one last potion round at the shops? Any potions?
There's no potion shops here.
There is no potion.
No. Ah.
We've tried. There is none.
All right.
That's
so
why I was like, nothing here. If we're going back to Brawl, I'll definitely do potion run at Brawl. But other than that,
Yeah, I think Braxon went looking for magic. Didn't have any.
no.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
They don't sell magic items apparently, except for ship stuff.
Okay, so you guys, you've gotten all of your food, all of your the water. The standard amount of water comes with those provisions. So you set off back for
Brawl space.
Brawl space. Okay. So it'll take about 5 days to get back to the crystal shell.
five.
You guys weren't gonna purchase the portal detector, were you? I can't remember if you did or not.
What's a portal detector?
It
Oh,
duplicates the spell detect portals, but then it just means that you don't have to have someone memorizing that every time.
Hey, Old.
Mm-hmm.
How much does it cost?
If it says on the description of the Evriel, how do you pronounce it?
Avariel.
Evriel, that if they lose 50% of their health, they can't fly. Would that apply to me?
Probably not, because the spell doesn't say that, and you're flying really slow and clumsily anyway.
Alright.
I mean, if the spell said something about that too, then
Their wings are susceptible to fire and they burn quickly.
no. So
So the weaknesses don't apply either.
unless it says so in the spell description, I can review that afterwards. And
The whole point was just to be able to fly.
yeah, and breathe underwater and stuff like that. So,
Your wings are on fire! Your wings are on fire!
let me see what the price of the portal detector was.
Because that might be worth investing too if you get one.
5,000 gold pieces.
That's a party fun
5,000?
thing, though.
Hey, I mean, it's not the passage device, which is 10,000 gold pieces per ton of the ship.
Wait, what's a passage device?
That makes portals. So you don't need to
Oh.
find a portal. You can just make one.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get that. That sounds good.
Okay.
Okay, so now we have a portal detector on our ship. I like to think I like to think that we just have a radar on top of the ship. Like,
By the way, Leva doesn't have to worry about that.
That's a different thing. You can get that as well. And we've
But you
got
can get radar, or in this case, sonar.
well, not quite. You can get
Not
things that
so,
detect ships, and you can get things that detect celestial bodies.
Well, you've got the astrolabe.
Yeah.
So, all right. So it takes about 5 days to get back to the sphere wall in refuge. It's a pretty safe sphere, so nothing of note happens on the trip, and then you head back out into the phlogiston.
I'd like to think that Giff patrol around and kill wandering monsters.
What was the name of that rudder thing that we got?
A rudder of speed, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Something along those lines, because it makes us go faster.
Yeah, it was a rudder of speed, and the other thing we were thinking about getting that we did not get was the sails of maneuverability.
We were too fragile.
Yeah, it was the rudder of speed.
Mm-hmm.
I thought down our ship.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right. Then you make your way out into the.
Oh.
Yes. No, what?
I was thinking, was there? It's a bit late. Could I have said I've bought a book on? Was there any books on elven religion? If you say no, it's fine.
Well,
I was just thinking that for the quest that we're on, maybe it would help for someone to have a bit more knowledge specifically for that religion.
yeah, that's what you're for.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
You
all
have
right,
that
fair enough.
knowledge.
You have
Yeah, I know.
religion elf.
Yep.
I mean, that's
That's
part
a-
of
No,
being
fine.
a
Carry on, carry on.
Carry
I'm
on.
definitely gonna
think-
pick that up eventually.
Forget about Lafdul's blundering.
I think he's
Carry on.
after. I think he's after a book he could look through to give him a bonus to checks.
Thing is, there was
Carry
a point,
on.
No,
my
I
wayward
think he
son.
forgot that he had that proficiency.
there's a point to be made. Now, if you take an extra point in a religion, you can have a specific interest or specific information about a particular type of religion within that set.
Yeah.
Within the Elven. So that's what I was thinking about, wondering if a book would alleviate that.
No,
All right.
generally not. So
I
because
know,
partly, mainly because like you know basically almost everything there is to know about Erevan Illicir. You know all the standard stuff about every single other common elven deity. You do not know specific stuff about Krellin the Rethian or Sehanin Moonbow or Naralis because you're not a priest of one of those deities. But you can still use the religion proficiency to try and figure some of it out, or, you know, if something unusual comes up, you can use it.
There's enough crossover.
Yeah, and, you know, I mean, you don't know the secrets of the other people, but you still may be able to puzzle some stuff out, or at the very least, it's like, well, you know, the standard thing is this, so we can assume that that's true here, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
He's after a copy of Naralis and a Law for Dummies.
Well, yeah, well, that's what I mean, is that technically he's got that. I mean, for, you know, because that's the common stuff. You know all the common stuff about all of the common elven deities. You know, now some of the minor ones you don't know as much about because they're not as common, but
And probably if you maybe like what the normal elves know about the dark version of the pantheon, but
no, that's
Yeah,
that's
it's
a
a
different. Yeah, that's different.
different.
And it's so the Drow don't have a pantheon. That's what I hate about the whole idea of the Dark Seldarin. It's not a pantheon. A pantheon works together. The Drow deities don't work together.
They all hate each other, just like the Drow all hate each other.
Anyway,
except for one who is trying to redeem the dark elves.
so let me see how long it's going to take you to get back to Brawl. Give me just a second. That is going to be...
Can I do spell research?
Yeah, if you want to, for, like, level 1, level 2 stuff.
Yeah, basically there's a... Well, you said it was alright for me to have this spell, but I just want to get, like, allergy field
Yeah, you can have that.
over the course of the travel.
Leva, did you want to do any spell research?
I have no spells to research at the moment.
Well, you could research a spell rather than trying to learn it from spell book.
I'm sorry?
You were mentioning that you're running out of spells to learn from things like spell books and scrolls. So you
Yeah,
could...
but I still have a maximum of 18 spells per level, and I'm coming rather close to the maximum. Very close, in fact, on all levels that I can learn.
Right, but once you hit that, you can still get more
Spell
through spell
research.
research, as opposed to just
That's what I was
outright
saying.
copying from the spellbook.
Yeah.
And
So in
having
other
those-
words, if you have
in that case, yes. In that case, I could sort of go and research one of the ones I deleted, I removed.
Yeah.
Okay. I go and study Burning Hands.
Okay, that's a spell that you had but you deleted?
Yes.
Wow.
Normally
Really
everybody
useful
gets
spell.
The only time I tried to use it, it was useless, and there hasn't been anything where I could use it, and there were lots of other spells that I actually did use.
Okay.
It's a
Anyway,
fire-
I delete. This is one of the ones I deleted. If I can get it back by researching, then I will.
Well,
It is a fire spell.
are you? That's actually true. That's a good point. It is a fire spell. You can't research it in the phlogiston.
Okay, then I take another one, which is conscious spell components, which is not which I also have never used.
Which is a conjuration summoning, which doesn't work in the phlogiston.
Well, then we go to the last one, which is Hornung's Guess.
Okay.
Is that a wild magic spell?
Yep.
All right. So it takes 5 days. So you guys are going to be keeping track of your food and air and water usage.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It's 5 days to get to the crystal sphere wall.
Yep.
And then you head out into the phlogiston. You make it to the realm space crystal sphere in another 7 days.
What's still good?
It should be good for a while, but just
Yeah,
keep in mind so that
I
you
have
gotta-
the max. I did the math, and the maximum day we have with a current implemented goal is 130 days, with a little extra on top of that. But
The big thing is that I mean, obviously, in case bad things happen, or more importantly, if
we get lost.
well, I mean, the most important thing is refilling your supplies when you get to your destination. How much that costs.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So go ahead and roll your chance to learn for that, Leva.
Oh,
What do I
I
roll?
should be.
I gotta.
Standard.
100?
Yeah, but it's not the
Never
80.
mind.
It's going to be a little bit higher than that because it's a wild magic spell.
I need to be creating temporary healing potions, but if we're not going to have random encounters, it's kind of pointless.
I'm rolling for random encounters.
All right,
just,
yeah, I have 5 temporary healing potions every, I don't know, 4th day.
Okay. I mean, just figure out what you would need to do, and that's how many are available, kind of thing, as the standard.
So did I learn this one? I think I did.
Yeah.
Okay. One question to
Mhm.
verify something. Does that mean that every spell I actually researched would not count towards the 18?
No, it does
Total.
count. It does count towards the 18 until you hit 18. Once you pass 18, you can no longer just outright copy spells from a spell book. You have to do the spell research.
Okay.
So if you're not at 18 yet, then
Now
It's-
I am
okay.
with the spell.
Then you didn't actually need. Well, you didn't have that one to copy, so you would have had to do spell research for that one anyway.
Yeah.
All right. So. All right.
I can't. You know what? I forgot what I was gonna say.
Okay. So you get to the realm space crystal sphere and just travel on by it. Find the Phlogiston River back to Brawl, and start heading down that. On the way out, it took about a month, and this time you're not sure exactly how long it'll take, but you can reasonably expect it'll be about the same amount of time.
Can
Okay.
Braxon be reading that book on the way back?
Yes. So you start reading that book, and as you're reading that book, it is amazing. It feels like every time you just open to a random page, it has instructions on how to guarantee your success in an endeavor. It talks about if you are going to, if you're expecting battle, it has a whole host of exercises, breathing exercises, things to, unlimber your muscles, things like that. So you have this feeling that if you consult this book before you take any task, it will at the very worst, improve your chances of success in that.
Mm-hmm.
And you're basically just going to be like reading it for the trip.
Yeah, as well as doing the normal ship duties.
Okay.
I mean, I presume we might get attacked at some point.
That's what I'm rolling for random encounters for.
So you said it took us a month from realm space to brawl space last time.
Give or take. I will tell you how many
Okay,
days.
that's what I
No, don't put that down yet because I'll tell you
Yeah,
how
I
many it actually takes. So it was 7 days. It was 7 days from refuge to realm space. You can
Yeah, I was
mark
gonna
that
ask, was there any days added on to travel around realm space?
down. No, it's pretty quick.
Okay.
I mean, see, the thing is that you don't really know. Because crystal spheres are so large, when you get to them, they look like flat planes of black. Like, completely flat. You cannot even see the curvature. That's how big they are. So, when you travel to find the other Phlogiston River, you actually don't know how far around you're traveling. You don't know if you're traveling like 10% or 80% or 5% or 50%. You have no way of knowing that. But basically, this is one time where time is an issue, and the navigation charts basically are telling you to time it, and that's how long how you get to it. But it's just part of the whole trip overall. So I'm just putting that in. Alrighty, let me see something. Okay. All right. Shortly after you leave the start heading down the river from realm space to brawl space, you do see a very large school of flowfish. They are quite bright. Their shape kind of reminds you of trout, but they are also more like a trying to think of exactly what the term is. Rather than like binary symmetry, they have trinary symmetry. So it's 3 sides rather than 2 sides like normal fish.
Oh, interesting.
Do you want to do anything with them or just pass them by?
Are they tasty?
Lafdul fish one.
They're fairly tasty. I mean, not especially tasty. But they're
Can't cook them.
They're not. Yeah, they're not great if you can't cook them. You could definitely eat them. You can. There's definitely ways to prepare them without heat. You can dry them and salt them and stuff like that. And that, basically turn them into dried fish. And that's okay. You could also brine them. But they're best cooked over an open flame.
Well, if we can put them in salt or something, maybe we can eat them in the crystal sphere.
Well, once they're salted, then you can't really cook them anymore.
Right.
So
yeah,
I mean,
let's just ignore them.
If you found them really close to a crystal sphere, then you could always catch them and then take them in and cook them. But I mean, you are close to a crystal sphere, but it would require going back around. Turning around.
I say we just keep going.
Yeah, who wants that?
Can we catch them and stick them in a room? I mean, they fly around. We've got plenty of rooms.
I mean, you could
stick them in the hold.
You can try to net some, but
Lafdul tries to using his ring on one of them.
No.
He's gonna try fishing with
No.
his ring.
you cannot.
No.
I don't believe you can. Well, you actually might be able to
Reach.
use the ring on.
One just happens to go nearby.
I mean, I'm not sure if you can use them on living creatures. Let me double check.
Yeah, you let me use it on the gull.
Oh, right. Okay, then yeah. Yeah, you can.
That's supposed to be a funny scammer.
I mean,
He's not going to do anything cruel this time. He's just going to catch one.
you notice them because you come very close to them. But yes, you pull one over towards you. It seems to be trying to swim away from you. It's like working against the telekinesis effect. But you do manage to get one close to you as it entered the air envelope of the ship.
Can Braxon grab one with his rope?
Lafdul
No.
just passes you the fish he's got. That I've got. There you go.
Are you gonna try to grab that one, Braxon?
Yeah.
Okay, give me a strength check. Actually, rather than a strength check, let me see.
Dexterity, isn't it?
Well, no, I mean you're trying to hold on to something.
I'm letting him grab hold of it.
Well, right, but as soon as you let go of your ring effect, it's gonna try to wriggle away.
Yeah, obviously. D20?
Yeah, open. It's gonna be the open door. Well, no, it wriggles out of your. It doesn't matter what you were trying. Lafdul uses his ring to bring it over towards you, and you grasp at it with your hands and try to hold on to it, but it is really wiggly, and it just like wiggles right out of your hands and starts swimming away from you.
Can I jump after it, or does it go off the ship?
It swims off the ship. Yeah.
Lafdul shrugs.
That's the way it goes.
Can't you turn
No, I'm not that
into?
fast. I'm not. that
Can't you
fast
turn
about it.
into a flying elf again and go after it?
Yeah, I'd just be left in the fly, just starting to die because I see the ship's moving.
Well, there's a chance we could find you.
I'll
Well,
remember that next time
actually,
I'm healing you.
Actually, you wouldn't die in the phlogiston.
You wouldn't.
No.
You can breathe.
No, you don't breathe, but once your air runs out, you petrify until you get air again.
Petrify?
Yeah,
Yep.
you become a Davy.
Yep. You basically turn into a almost rock hard substance. But as soon as you're exposed to air again, you will revive. There's like all kinds of stories and legends of people who've gone overboard, and then 1,000 years later they're revived. Like a famous pirate captain who went overboard, and then 1,000 years later he was found and revived, and he took up piracy again and stuff like that. Whether how many of those are true is unknown, but those are the stories.
Are they aware of the passage of time?
No.
That long?
No,
Oh,
to you it's an instant. But I mean, it's one of the things that most of the people who get picked up are just common crew members, and there are plenty of like verified stories of those, but just common crew members who just they're out of place, out of time. Everyone that they know is dead, but they go on to live their lives in whatever method they do. All right, the next legs of the trip are uneventful. So you're about 15 days into the trip now. Nothing else of significance has happened.
How many days?
Cool.
15.
Yeah. Now now you're 20 days on the trip.
You're doing every 5 days. That's when I refresh my spells.
This is just for my ease of keeping track of time. All right. 25 days is all everything. Nothing eventful happens at all.
How should I track it then if I have my healing potions then?
Just say that you always
just-
have that many.
Well, yeah, but if I've cast them that day, then I don't have access to my second level spells.
All right. Well, how you're doing it every
It's every
4
fifth-
days or every
fifth day.
fifth day? All right. So then, I mean, I'll let
That's
you
why I
know
was-
what day anything happens on.
Just roll a one. Well, I say roll a 1d5.
But you don't know what I'm rolling.
Yeah. No, that's fine as long as You're aware of it, I guess.
Yep. On the 29th day, you do see another school of flowfish. These ones are a bit different than the last ones that you saw. These ones are considerably larger, and they still have the trinary symmetry. But they have very long. They've got short bodies and very long fins. So they kind of look like three-sided pyramids with 3 fins at the corners. They're pretty large.
I wish I ate meat.
Yeah, but it's salted fish. It's not exactly good eating, but...
Fish are
Okay, so
amazing.
we need a basket. We need a basket with a lid.
Lafdul try and grab one, or are they too big for his range?
Oh,
Or
they're
is it
much
like
too big.
Is there a smaller runt of the group that's not
No.
too sickly?
No.
How big are they? Are they as big as a locker or wardrobe or something?
Yeah, these are about as big as the as brown scavers.
Right. That's pretty big.
Yeah. So, but
Lafdul
they're
tries luck at fishing.
Oh, we got harpoons, haven't we?
you've got harpoons.
Yeah.
You've got
I mean,
blister.
Do you need
If you really
food?
want to.
Why don't we just leave them alone and keep going? We're not that far away from brawl space.
Where's
So
your
we
sense of
suspect.
adventure?
We got things to do.
Very well, we do have things to do.
I'd like to at least get the letter delivered before the end of the session.
Well,
What is this session of which you speak?
All right. After encountering those, the rest of the trip, so it's a total of 37 days from realm space to brawl space, passes by uneventfully, and you use your new portal
I-
locator to find a portal
Oh.
into brawl space.
Oh, how are my berries doing? It's been like a month. Any of them ready? Just
I'm
out
sorry?
of curiosity.
Yeah,
Any
you
of my
got,
berries ready?
yeah, they're ready.
So they'll go bad as soon as I go head back, probably.
I mean, I'll say that
And
they.
one's like a week behind the others. So
Yeah.
so they both ready at the moment, or is it just
I don't
one
know.
lot and then the other one's gonna be ready?
You need to figure that out.
Alright.
You need to keep track of that.
DM will not.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the
no,
point of you having them.
Yeah, that's fine.
yeah, and like
Every
the spices
full-
were not meant to be a big thing.
I'll reset it from I'll say a month. I'll just say like what month we're on.
Yeah.
1 month 1 of 4 or something.
Yeah.
So, world detector, we find a portal.
All right. You enter brawl space and start making your way towards brawl. From your previous experience, you know that it'll be about 8 days to get there, unless you want to stop by your asteroid on the way.
Does anybody have anything they want from there?
Nope.
Any more smoke powder? Cough? No.
No. All right.
Sounds like we're good.
We're gonna be gone for a while. There's a lot of smoke powder you gotta pay off crew.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
barrels
I-
hold 100.
Hey, give us.
Yeah, we're good on the smoke powder, I think. Unless we go through like a whole lot, like multiple things worth of fights and stuff. But I think for right now we're
Okay.
good.
Okay. The rest of the trip to brawl is completely uneventful.
Cool.
Cool.
Like
Woohoo.
really, I really only rolled up that many random encounters, and they were all flowfish. So it's a very
That was weird.
very uneventful. So that was another 8 days down.
Yeah, I'm just math.
How many days has it been?
Since you left refuge.
Uh-huh.
I'm about to find out. I'm adding all the
Yeah, I
numbers. together.
figured you would know.
The flight
57.
is so peaceful.
Sorry, how many?
57.
So just about 2
It's
months.
like- yeah.
So
Alright, I'm 2 months in on one of my berry bushes.
Does that mean that last last get yet another holy symbol?
I should be guessing it every month.
Oh, you
Or
should be-
whenever, no, whenever an opportunity presents
Yeah.
itself.
Yeah.
Well, you got
So-
15 minutes to get this one before the end of the show.
Ah,
All right, so one of the nice things about Brawl is that you can actually dock with your dolphin, the battle dolphin, as opposed to requiring the dolphin shuttle. So you're able
Excellent.
to pull right up there with that.
Are people impressed by the battle dolphin?
Probably.
I mean, it's it's an impressive big ship, but it's also not hugely
The only
uncommon. So, now returning
Have
to
we-
Brawl is going to replenish your air. So you can do that. Let me see what you're going to need to pay for. Did I not write that down? I could have sworn.
Do
I
we
wrote that
pay
down.
air tax?
Yeah, I need to look for that.
Because we could go to our own asteroid and not pay the air tax.
No, you pay it for docking. Unless your air is foul,
right.
you pay period. So even if you're gone one day, you still pay the same. 1 day or 50 days, you're paying the same amount.
Right, got you.
And I do not actually have that written down. I'm going to need to write that down. Let me look it up. So you're going to need to pay 2 months for all of your, just round it to 2 months for your crew members.
Mm-hmm.
And then we need to hire new crew members.
Yep. And that's gonna calculation. Does it change how much air and food and water we use?
Will Higgimus's office administrator have been putting out the word?
we've got to
So-
do our spell component costs as well from
Yep.
Yeldan.
Who wants to deliver the thing?
We'll all go as a group.
Okay, as you dock, it's going to be 2 silver pieces per ton of your ship. So 2 times 70, 140, so 14 gold.
No, I'm gonna give him silver pieces.
That's fine, whatever.
14
You
gold.
can pay him in copper pieces if you wanted.
No,
Just give it a trunk full of copper.
We're gonna pay silver because that's what we got.
Alright.
30 gold. That cost me, refreshing my spell components.
Yeah, it's going to get even more expensive as you go up levels.
Ooh.
Eventually, it'll be like 1,000 gold.
I think
Well, I'll be
every
running
month
into the
more
hundreds of thousands of them.
And let's see.
Oh, I've got to pay my guild tax fee as well. Oh,
The perils of being a thief. I
So,
already
also-
subtracted.
Also, a 1 silver piece per 5 tons for water.
Yeah. We used for food we used 300. We used 3,591, and for water we used 3,684. Because we have different usage. We have a slightly increased water.
That's a lot.
All right. So, and did you also got the water fee down? That'll replenish your water.
Okay,
how much
so
was that?
So 1 silver piece per 5 tons. So, that's just 14 silver pieces.
14, and our water's refreshed.
Yep.
Cool.
hmm
I only have to put in how much food.
So, how much food did you end up using?
4,809.
4,800. Okay. Then it'll be another 1,000 gold pieces, and you can just top it off. I'm not
Cool.
gonna dicker about 9 man days of food.
Cool.
Okay. All right.
So
So
you say I need to do 2 months worth of crew.
yeah.
And maybe give them 3 months worth of pay, so we pay them. The idea I'm having is this is most of our crews from Brawl, so most of the people they know are here. So if we give them 3 months of pay, we're gonna be gone a while. We figure. right?
Yeah, you are going to be gone for a while.
This way, they have an extra month of pay they can give to the people that they're going to give it to ahead of
No.
time in case they don't come back.
You let me
I
worry
can
about
ask-
you let me worry about the money.
That's
I
fair.
just realised I can ask about Levy's so-called parents or thing that I asked.
Let's hold that until
Yeah.
next
That'll be next
session,
session.
though.
Oh, and there's a fun thing. While we're in Brawl, Levy can research the spells that she wanted to research because Phlogiston.
Well,
Oh,
if
we're
you're
not
going to
gonna
be
be
here,
here for
yeah,
that long.
you're not going to be here that long.
True.
All right.
Now,
So-
depending on how big the Christmas tree we're going to.
Do you want to deliver the satchel to the elves?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lafdul goes along.
You head and head over there and are taken into basically one of the records keepers. I don't actually have a name for them, but when you tell them that you have a satchel of documents from Refuge, and you're brought in. It's not an elf that you've met before.
Are they using that ring to decode it or whatever? Lafdul wants to inquire about that ring at some point.
They don't. They just take the satchel from you. They don't actually open it up. Thank you. I appreciate your delivery of this. We will let you know if there's anything further, if you will keep us informed of where your next destination is.
We're going
Cool.
to Prime Space.
Prime space. I don't believe we have anything to send over that way.
Okay.
All right.
Great. We're playing Courier. Yeldan's
How's
when we
Bell?
leave, Yeldan's gonna be like, you know what? Feels like we're playing Courier for the Elven Imperial Navy right now.
But when you
Braxon.
can,
Yeah, and it's so much cheaper for them to have you do this rather than hire people and pay people to do it when you owe them favors.
Yeah.
Braxon pipes up and says, "We're actually going on a quest looking for a missing elven base."
They
Elevar
already know
space.
that.
They know that.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're that group. Oh, you figured out where it was located then?
Yes.
I have an
We're on
idea.
our way.
Got a hunch.
We got a hint. It might not actually be there anymore. But
Is how's Gloriana doing?
Are you
Okay.
asking
Go
the
to the
this
church.
elf, or do you want to head over there?
Oh, is it a
We should
different
probably
spot?
head over.
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, this
Oh,
this
okay,
is
never
the
mind.
Elven
I would
Imperial thing rather
I
than
would
their
do that
temples. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So you want to head over there?
Well, Yeah.
Yeah,
Just a bit.
Lafdul wants to go as well.
Okay.
How long?
Gloriana is still in her coma.
Braxon
There
goes,
is no change whatsoever. They the priests kind of give you a we don't really know what to do. We're just they tell you that they're just hoping that there'll be a change, praying to Neuralis on her behalf, etc., etc.
Is there anything in that book that Braxton read that might have helped her?
No, the book is specifically all about you. I mean, it's
Right.
it's
Yeah.
stuff that you do.
Yeah.
Okay.
How to be a optimal Braxon.
So
yeah. I guess it seems like the book is somehow tailored to him by this point.
Okay. So yeah, I just wanted to visit, see her, and then I don't know. I guess.
Are you just gonna
Brax-
spend enough time here on Brawl to resupply and then ship off,
Yeah.
kind of thing?
Yes.
Braxton sits down with Oriana for a while and talks to her in Elvish about what they've been up to,
Okay.
because he figures she might be able to hear.
All right. The
It's a common theory that They can.
The elves don't say anything to you one way or the other about whether they agree with that idea or not. So, but they give you, time and space and
Space.
everything like that. Was there anything else that you guys wanted to pick up here?
There might be
check the
potions
shop for
and I want to know if I can get any scrolls, like cure light wounds or something.
Okay.
Okay.
Potion-wise, they have there's a potion of healing and a potion of extra healing available. Let me calculate the potion of extra healing cost. Give me just a moment.
I would like one of those potions. I would like a regular potion.
Potion of healing?
Any of them, either of them.
I'm
Whoever wants the
thinking
preference
about
to.
the potion of extra healing.
Yeah, that's fine. As long as I've got a non-magical means of healing.
Well, it is magical, but
Wow.
non-spell.
It's-
Something,
what you-
yeah, something that I can just shove down someone's throat if I need to.
All right, the potion of extra healing is... Let's see. The potion of extra healing is 600 gold pieces.
600.
Wow.
So much better than a potion of healing. So
Yeldan beat me to that
I
one.
got
How
more
much
uses.
is can I get how many gems? I'm also gonna find out how gem costs because I got the
you
crown.
can so if you want to convert your coinage into gems, we can work on that in between sessions.
Okay.
But
do trade
in
bars.
general, I mean, you could do trade bars, or you could just say, I'm buying 5,000 gold pieces worth of gems and leave it up in the air. I mean, at the same time, you can say, I want amethysts worth 5,000 gold pieces or something like that. I'm not necessarily gonna, dicker that out.
Okay, so what I want to do is I want to sell the golden clown and then
But I
get
I should
9,000
be requiring you to deduct selling costs for when you sell them back to get coinage.
Mhm.
Trade bars
Never gonna
don't
get-
do that though.
Hmm.
I'll have to look at. I just know that trade bars don't have the same value everywhere. But
All right,
Yeah.
so
I'll just 600 you said.
that's for the potion of extra healing. Yes. Let me see what other potions that are going to be there. Give me a second.
How much was
Okay.
the normal one? Because I want the normal one.
200.
Unless someone's going to object to it.
No.
No, you both said first. Braxon will pick one up next time we go somewhere.
All right.
Generally, I don't use them for myself. I use them for other people.
There
Yeah.
is a filter of glibness.
What does that do?
It makes you glib. You can talk better.
What's glib? Oh. Ooh.
Does that? Oh, I guess that's a charisma thing.
It would make things better in that regard. There is a potion of vitality.
What's that do?
It will restore some health. It makes you not hungry and some other things like that.
How much is that?
Give me just a second. Let me just roll up the rest of them. If there's something that you're interested in, then you can ask me after I finish rolling everything up.
Okay.
There is a potion of fire resistance.
That could be useful on the phlogiston.
That could be useful for Braxon, who has tendencies to catch fire.
But you have a ring.
Not a
No, that-
not a potion of fire
No.
resistance. I mean, a ring
No,
of fire
Braxon
resistance.
has rings that protect him from the cold, and then he sets light to himself. Someone else has got the ring of fire resistance.
Higgimus does.
Yeah.
He wanted it because it helps him with his gun's fires.
Oh,
It's actually helped him out quite a bit.
Hmm.
Saved his butt with the dragon thing too.
Hmm.
Oil of slipperiness.
Does that make you just smash it on the floor, or
It's oil, so it's not a potion.
Yeah, you rub
So
it on
you just-
yourself. rather
Or
than drink
you I mean, yeah, you can pour it on things. I mean, it's oil. You use it externally. We'll put it that way.
it takes an entire turn to do it? I assume. Might use how much? That
Uh,
may be something
I'll
I'm
give.
interested in.
Hold on. I'll give you the
All right.
prices in a moment.
Yeah.
Hold your questions until he's done with all of this.
Sorry, I forgot.
And oil of disenchantment.
Oh,
Basically,
That-
work like a dispel magic, I guess. You pour it onto a
That's-
chest or something.
that's one you don't want to have in your magical sack and have the food fall out.
Okay, so the filter of glibness would be 1,000.
I'd like to get the filter of glibness.
Okay. The potion of vitality is 600.
Oh, Braxon will buy that.
Okay. The potion of fire resistance is 500.
What kind of vial is the filter in?
All of them are in glass vials.
Can we request specific vials, or
Nope.
do we have to go with the glass?
You can
You get-
buy metal ones, like 5 silver.
The oil of slipperiness is 800.
800. Ooh.
Yep. And the oil of disenchantment is 1,500.
I'll get the oil thing. It might be useful.
magic arrows.
100 each for +1.
And there's only
And
12 available?
this time there's only 6 of each available.
6. Left, did you want the flight one?
1 second, I'm deducting gold. I probably do want a few. Hang on. Was it 800 or was it 700?
For what?
That oil.
800.
Yeah, I did one short. Was it oil of slipperiness?
Yep. Did anyone want the potion of fire resistance?
How much was it?
500.
I'll pick it up.
Okay.
It might be useful. Sorry, how many arrows were there?
6.
6. 100 gold each.
Yep.
How many do I need? Because I usually only carry about 10. Yeah, actually, I need 6 to go up to
There
10.
you go.
Not
Okay,
600.
600, yeah. So are you gonna charge me extra for gem conversion now, or are you start doing that later?
Just in the future, if you buy a gem worth X amount, then you can only get 80% back on it.
Okay, future. Oh,
So-
that's good.
So that's one of the advantages of trade bars, because trade bars is more in like, I mean, it's a weight of metal.
Yeah.
So, it's essentially like a gold bar.
Yeah.
And that said, I do. Did I give you a weight on those? Lafdul, I think I made them the same
Sorry,
weight
on
as the
what?
amount of the trade bars. I think I made them the same weight as the amount of coinage.
I don't think you gave me a value. I keep moving the sick. I never carry them on me, so
Okay.
unless I'm buying something.
Yeah, so that's one of the problems that he has, is that he wants the gems because they weigh less than their equivalent weight.
So I'm gonna have to stick with gems then.
Yeah, for weight reasons.
Damn.
All right. Anyone else want anything? Leva, did you
Any
do
much
your?
players?
Hold on. Leva, did you do your spell components thing?
I did for the normal ones, but we have to go through the new ones.
Okay, we can do that in between after the session then.
Well,
Um,
not today. I'm about to flake out. It's
Okay, well, I mean, if the spell says something worth X amount, then it's that much. So, but anything else you can
Brawls
ask me in
like-
between.
1.5 times.
But
Was it?
it depends on, well, it depends on the spell component. A lot of the stuff is
Right.
gonna, like, if it's a gem worth 50 gold pieces, it's just 50 gold pieces. I don't increase the price of the gems.
Braxon wants to go see if he can get any magical tools.
Oh yeah. Wants a
There
shield. I want
there
scroll.
are easily available ship items.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you can still get sales of maneuverability.
Oh, no, I was thinking of carpentry tools.
Yeah, no, there aren't. That's like, people don't really enchant those very often.
Really?
No.
Okay.
Deep tools are more likely.
I thought maybe you could get some tools that like increase his chance of doing carpentry without mistakes.
You know,
Well,
you got,
no,
like,
but see, the thing is that
hacksaws and stuff.
it takes as much money, like, people who would buy those kinds of things don't have the money to afford magic items,
Right.
so people don't enchant them. You know.
So the market is very
Right.
small.
Well, a master blacksmith might have some spare occasional ones or something. You know.
I mean, if you eventually want something like that, or if you want something like that, then it's the kind of thing that you would pay someone to enchant. Like, that's
Right.
an
Yeah, like-
on-demand thing, not a I just go to the store and find it.
Gotcha. All right. Well, then Braxton walks around to see if there's anyone that makes that sort of stuff, or if anyone knows anyone that makes that sort of stuff.
People
Just-
mention that there are wizards in the tower who sometimes do magic items on commission, although it's extremely expensive.
Right.
8th level spell.
Ockar is going to go drop off his donation to his church,
Okay.
and
Yeah,
then he's gonna go check on his family, tell him everything that's been going on, and all that kind of stuff. Make sure they're not worried about him.
Okay.
I need to check up on the shield.
The shield
That I was having made.
out of
I
the
thought you had
turtle
that
shells.
made. Yeah.
I thought you had that made because Ockar had one.
But it wasn't made yet. It was like we went to go get the stuff, but it wasn't made yet. It would take time. We
Oh.
didn't get to pick it up.
Okay.
No, they gave them to us.
Yeah, I thought they did
Ah,
I thought
okay.
so too.
because Ockar was using his.
Yeah.
Didn't think that they had them made.
Yeah. I
Okay.
thought I hadn't made them either, but never mind.
I thought all told me
It's-
they didn't. That's why I was using them.
It's made. You have it. It didn't have any. I mean, it wouldn't have had any effect in the previous adventure anyway. So
Yeah.
Okay.
you've got it. We'll say that.
Okay.
It's got slightly higher resist against fire damage, isn't it? That's about it.
Well, I'm
Basically,
still not using it.
it's
so.
it's an item saving throw. Yeah, it's a boost to its item saving throw against fire, so it's less likely to be destroyed. Now, that said, it may be beneficial to get it enchanted at some point if you have the money. I mean, that kind of thing is, definitely a better candidate for enchantments than just an average shield that you pick
Yeah.
up. So
Yeah, it could totally be an enchantment. Probably has an easier time of taking a fire resistant.
wow, I mean, just about anything.
Yeah.
Well, the only other thing I have to think of is to talk to our dwarf friend.
Oh,
Get it.
I want some scrolls.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well, so
Just some cure light wounds or something.
that purchasing we can handle after the session. So you want to
absolutely.
head over to the dwarves and get them to do some more work on the asteroid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we even have the money?
Orgoth.
Urgoth, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you got that suit of armor we could trade.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah, I don't know.
You head to the dwarven district on Brawl. Let me actually get you back to the map of Brawl so
Let's
that
find out he's been murdered or something. It's like, no.
he's been murdered and you have to find the culprit. No.
It's a good thing we know another dwarf too.
He's
So
a bit higher up on the food chain, but yes.
this is the dwarven district up here. So you head up there and meet with him. As you enter his little office, he He stands up, this big grin on his face. Ah, my friend Higgimus, it's good to see you again. And
Yeah, good to see
Braxon, you
you
were there.
too.
You're there too.
Yeah.
I'd
Yeah.
be there
I
too,
think the
I
whole party
think.
is.
All right, he does the rounds and shakes all your hands. I mean, it's been a number of months since you guys were on Brawl, so. You looking for more work done in your little place?
Yeah. Quite a bit.
I have a question. Do you recognize the dwarven symbols I asked him?
Oh, on the shield.
Yeah, I'm gonna show him the shield that I found and see if he recognizes the symbol.
Oh, I made a note of that.
Let's see. Doesn't look familiar, but I mean, where'd you get it?
Oh.
We were in a
Ask him-
beholder nest and we found it on the body of a dead dwarf.
Beholder nest.
Can I
My
mention-
lord, where did you encounter these beasts?
Refuge.
Oh.
We were sent to
Even-
evict some people, and it turned out that there was a beholder nest underneath the building.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
Lafdul wants to mention that he thought they were Clagadan, but apparently maybe not.
I mean, there's
closest thing I
a similarity. I mean, it might be a family that sees Clangeddon as his as their patrons, but no, he like goes through technical differences that some of them are obvious. Like I believe I said these were double-bladed axes, cross double-bladed axes, and Clangeddon has single-bladed axes. So that that's obvious once he mentions that. But then he starts going through little details that it's like, what? I
How
don't see
did
that.
you
How
notice
did you?
that?
Yeah, that kind of thing. So he says, no, I don't think it's anything holy. That said, I mean, boulders have overrun plenty of dwarven asteroids over the millennia. Could be from anyone.
Well, it's pretty well enchanted, so I thought I'd hold on to it.
I'm sure whichever dwarf used it would like to see it be put to good use in battle.
Did we mention that we found some armor that we
We
never
also
have no
found
dwarf?
we also found some field plate on him that was also, we think it's
Magic.
All right, guys.
Yeah. Sorry.
I mean, yeah. Let me point out that Lafdul, out of character, was saying, "Should we mention this?" And then you immediately start mentioning it.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys want to do?
All right. So yeah, I was wondering if we could sit down, hammer out some details on having work done on our asteroid.
Aye, yeah. You guys had already gotten the opening enlarged, I think. Was that something that you'd already paid to do?
No, we didn't pay for that. We didn't.
No.
We got it surveyed.
Okay. But you hadn't actually
We got-
had any work done on that.
No.
No.
Our initial estimate from them
8,000.
was it was 8,000 for hold on a second, where is it?
That's for the Wasp, though, wasn't it? Wasn't it not based for this ship?
The Battle Dolphin is definitely not going in there.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it was 8,000 for clearing out the stone for a docking on there. Now my question for everybody here is: do you still want to do that,
It's not
or
gonna-
do you want to instead have a different dock put on it that the Battle Dolphin can move up to?
One
Well, I
quick
think
clearing up the stone is still a good idea.
one quick note is that the Dolphin shuttle. I mean, it's up to you guys. You may want to allow it in there. You may not.
Yeah.
You may always
How we
just
get-
want to buy other
Oh,
ships
cool.
in the future that can do that. But it has a pretty tall mast, so you might still consider that in this case. But you may also want to put this off in case you decide to get other ships or do something else.
I think it would be a safe idea to get one side to make an opening size for the Battle Dolphin shuttle's mast.
I mean,
Here's-
if you also want, you could. I mean, if you feel that you have enough money to get them started on some stuff, you can say, start cleaning up the, because a lot of that was kind of natural caverns. If you say flatten the walls, put in new embrasures, new doorways and stuff like that, and then we could always leave the details on the exact architecture that you
Extend out some rooms, make some new rooms, all that stuff.
Yeah, and we can
Yeah.
always leave the map making process for later.
Yeah.
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 I
Well-
think that's a good idea because I don't think they'll do an exterior dock, right?
No,
Be
they'll do an exterior dock. They work in wood too, just not. I mean, they're stonemasons, but you still sometimes need wood in stonemasonry.
Yeah, and we'd need a hole to get to there unless we put the dock on the back.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
the
I'm
dock has to
thinking
be
we
on the back.
put the dock on the gravity plane so we can just dock up any ship we want.
Yeah. Well, we might have a bit of an issue because the cave is full of water. So the gravity plane is going to be underwater. So we'll probably have to fly in an opening above the gravity plane and land in the lake inside.
Right, but
No,
the
that's-
battle
I'm
dolphin
saying
can't
build
land
the
in
dock
water.
on the out.
Oh, no. I know the shuttle can and the battle dolphin can't. I understand that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying we can't cut a hole in on the gravity plane or all the water will come out.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
depends on where you cut the hole in.
And besides, I wasn't thinking putting it inside. Just put a dock on the outside of the thing.
All right,
Yeah,
so
we could do that.
if
Anyway.
you want an exterior dock, that's fine. We can work out the specifics of that later once you guys start doing some
Yeah.
new work with the where you want how you want the rooms to be worked out and stuff like that.
So that would be
Yeah.
8,000 to get that started.
Hold on.
Wait.
Well-
All right, so here's what my idea is. It's just to pay them to get them started on the things that you talked about, Old. Shoring up the walls, straightening them out, getting them to be actually worked stone and that sort of thing, and start on like getting it prepared to have like extra rooms made if we need to have extra rooms made, that sort of thing. Get it set up where we could have a external dock set up and that sort of thing.
Okay.
Does that sound okay with everybody?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe our finger waggling friends need a research laboratory.
Yeah, but I mean that can be handled later.
That's detail.
Yeah, that's a
That's
detail that
detail.
can be handled later.
All right. So we don't
Yeah.
need to tell them how much space to carve out at the moment.
At the moment, no. So yeah, that's the basic of what we want done. How about this is a question for you, Old.
Mhm.
If we were to want to plant plants on the asteroid, does that need to have like any certain work done to it to be able to do that?
Yes, but it's not stuff that they would do.
Okay.
We would
That's
maybe
something that
need-
people like I would possibly know on how to get started on that.
we might need to hire some elves for that.
Or druids, or rangers.
Druids
Or druids.
better.
Okay.
Oh, I thought.
So yeah, that's what I want. That's what I want to ask him. Ballpark figure on that.
Okay.
I thought Braxon could get some farmers, but never mind.
So, I mean, yeah, but see, Braxon, they're not going to go to a rock and start farming. They're going to go
That's
to
true.
a world with soil. The problem is that your
Yeah.
world does not have soil. So what you need is someone to create soil there.
You have to turn the
Cool.
rock into soil.
So
Scrolls, not the spells, not on a mass scale.
the Urgoth, you discuss some of the details, and he says that he's more than happy to get his boys started, get some work done, and understands that the initial tunnel clearing may not actually be exactly what you want, so they can put that off. Since what you're asking for is a little bit more detail, internal details, and is going to produce less solid chunks of stone that they would then be able to use for construction. He's looking for about 15,000 to start out with.
Okay.
Um,
And
Now-
okay. So,
They can do less work for less money, kind of thing too. If you're
no, hold on. Field plate. Okay, so this dwarven plate that we have, right? It's field plate.
Yeah.
That's magical.
Mhm.
Have we seen like a price for that sort of thing before?
No, and this is very much the kind of thing that doesn't
Trade.
exactly have a price.
Is it worth that, basically?
Well, based on the cost of other magical items, like I sold that magical harpoon.
This is the type. Let me put it this way. This is the type of thing where you say, now, we picked this up. We can't use it. And obviously, it's not directly going to, it's not like gems where you can quickly turn it over. But it does have value. Can we get
how much work? Can
Yeah,
we get
that's
done
the
for
kind of thing.
The cost of this armor.
Do you wanna like take him to your
Or
ship, show him off the armor, and see what he?
Yeah, let's
he
do
feels?
that.
I'd
Yeah, let's
probably
do that.
have it set up on a nice armor stand to make it look impressive.
All right. So you
Cleaned out the dead person out of it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You get an armor proficiency.
We gave them a burial.
I know. I'm just.
I
all
made
right.
sure
So
the
okay.
armor's
Okay.
all
All
nice
right.
and
Come on,
polished.
guys.
Sorry.
You. It's okay. But you go back to the ship, show him off the armor. He's quite impressed by this. He says it's incredible workmanship. Magical, you say?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Oh.
Our magic users are saying that it has an enchantment, charm, and protection magic on it.
Basically,
I don't know what that means, but
Yeah.
if you let me take care of it, if I have some of my some priests take a look at it, I definitely tell you that how much work we can do for that. It's more the kind of thing that I'd be selling on to one of the nobles or something like that, or one of the wealthy warriors. But I do think it would fetch a pretty penny.
All right.
So we're looking for that for the bar so.
Okay.
Does that sound all right with everybody else? They
Yep.
do that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
Well, let's use it,
you
so.
are going to be. You can go ahead and whoever is holding on to that, you can remove that.
It's easy to
Um,
carry
I
it.
got that.
Just so you guys know, that did end up being Dwarven Field Plate Armor +2.
Oh wow.
+2. That's pretty good.
And it's not a specific amount, but he comes back and tells you that that more than covers the work that they would be doing, and he's willing to consider that a down payment for future work as well.
Nice.
I'll shake his hand.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, since we're actually a little bit over time, is there anything else really quick that people wanted to do on camera? Otherwise, some of the stuff we can wrap up afterwards, and then next session would be shoving off and heading out into the flow. Okay.
Well,
Well,
I was going to say can we talk after the game, and if you decide we're going to do something here, we'd do it.
Yeah, no,
at the
I mean-
beginning of the next game.
Yeah, if things come up,
There
if you think of something, then absolutely we can.
there's a couple of things that I would say that would have to be done before we left Bra.
Okay,
But obviously
then
we can't cover it.
we'll handle that in next session. Anything that warrants being on camera kind of thing. So I want to thank you guys for playing. Let me give you guys experience. That is going to be.
Do you get experience for spell research? The priest specifically.
No, Leva gets.
I will double
Level
check
down,
that.
yeah.
I will double check that. So everyone gets 100 experience points. Leva gets an additional 500 experience points. And Lafdul, you get an additional 150 experience points.
Is that specific to
No.
anything?
No, that gets split up between the two.
And is that for just a session, or
That's for
also
the session.
completing that small quest?
That's for the
That's
session.
Yeah, that
Okay.
wasn't really a quest. That's more things we have to do because we owe them favors.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, there was no challenge in taking the satchel from refuge to here.
Yeah, and
Oh,
also,
we haven't run into any fights.
It doesn't matter. It still wouldn't. I mean, you'd have been going that way anyway. So the
True.
experience from the monsters would have covered it. All right. So
So Braxton doesn't get any XP for fish wrangling.
no. So, thank you guys for playing, and thanks everyone out there for watching. Those watching, keep in mind that there's just a few hours left on the poll. If you haven't voted, go vote. I'll go ahead and get a link in the chat. And
Vote for Pirates of Realm Space.
Keep
Yeah.
voting
Persona,
for
persona,
Persona.
so,
Vote for Pirates of Realm Space.
persona.
thank you guys for playing, and we'll see everyone next week.
Thanks
Bye.
Thanks for the game.
Okay, listen.
See ya.